KBC is an independent body and no one will interfere with or overturn the will of the people of Kenya. He added that the Kenya Kwanza administration is confident of victory, saying Kenyans will vote based on the government's development record and not what he termed as opposition rhetoric.
Hakuna kura itaibiwa katika nchi ya Kenya, kwa sababu sisi wenyewe, Rais Ruto na sisi zote wakiwemo hao viongozi wenu wako ofisini, kwa sababu tumekuwa na tume huru ya uchaguzi na tumekuwa na demokrasia ambayo inazingatia matakwa na uamuzi wa viongozi wa wananchi. Kwa hivyo hata mwaka ujao uchaguzi wa nchi ya Kenya utakuwa wa huru, wa haki, wa ukweli, na hakuna mtu yeyote ako na mamlaka kuingilia uchaguzi wa Kenya. This country has come very far. Nobody has the ability, whoever they are, to interfere with the election outcome of the Republic of Kenya. And nobody can overturn the will of the people of Kenya.
On Wills Initiative has launched its training classes in Machakos County, with Mavoko Sub-County becoming the first area to benefit from the empowerment program targeting youth and women with beauty and grooming skills. Founder Captain Irene Danu said the initiative seeks to equip 800 trainees with practical beauty and grooming skills and help them with, or rather to create job opportunities.
Inside the training hall, tables are neatly arranged with an assortment of beauty tools and equipment as trainees immerse themselves in practical lessons. Makeup brushes, eye pencils, mirrors, and professional makeup kits are spread across the tables, while another section is filled with nail equipment where trainees carefully work on nail applications and designs. The room is lively and focused, with participants keenly following instruction, practicing techniques and perfecting the art of beautification. Speaking during the inaugural training session for the first 100 beneficiaries at Portland Sports Club, founder Captain Irene Danu said the initiative seeks to equip 800 trainees with practical beauty and grooming skills to help them earn a living and become self-reliant.
We are having all the 4 training courses taking place. We have 100% turnout for our students. So we start from 9 in the morning and the classes end at 4 o'clock.
Danu said the program has been structured to ensure accessibility for all participants, with the training costs, meals, transport and graduation expenses fully catered for.
We have 4 days of training, and on the 5th day we'll have the graduation for all the 100 students. Brought to school here to training grounds, and we provide them with breakfast and lunch, and then we send them back where we pick them up from. And the classes continue the following day.
The initiative is being implemented in partnership with Foreigner Beauty Training Institute, with the courses compressed into an intensive 4-day training program.
We are doing makeup, hair, nails, and barbering as we promised. Our classes will be running for the next 8 weeks. It's going to be a very intensive class.
I've learned how to apply gel. I might not be perfect today, but maybe tomorrow. It is not hard. It just wants somebody to concentrate.
Dan further revealed that plans are underway to rule out additional training opportunities for those who missed the first intake. For Lunchtime News, I am Teresa Mutai.
In other news, the body of a middle-aged man has been found dumped along the roadside at Mugongo Market, KBC County. According to eyewitness, the victim's body was lying at the roadside trench, whereby and had a fatal head injury. Chairman of the Mugonga Market Chamber of Commerce, Tom Nyagaka Ondieki, urged police to investigate and bring the perpetrators to justice, saying several insecurity-related incidents have been reported in the area recently. His body was taken to Gembo mortuary awaiting post-mortem.
Tunaongojea kitengo cha polisi kutoka Magena na Kenyanya wakuje kuangalia na watambue mwili, kwa maana kwa sasa hivi hatujajua ni nani ambaye amekufa. Tuko na msangao mkubwa.
Well, and now on that note, we take a short break.
Waiting for you today. Hi guys, my name is Tamara Merino Angui. I'm a model and I'm 10 years old. I started modeling when I was around 5 years old. It was hard at first, but I still managed until this day.
Well, in today's book, we explore different careers and find out what do these people do? And who knows, maybe it will give you some ideas of careers that you can take. Our book is What Do You Want to Be?
Big blue balloons bob by the big bridge. The big balloons bob by the big bridge.
And today I'm going to show you how to make chicken noodle soup.
I have no more tears to shed. I want to be in charge of my life because I'm a boy child and I'm not taking the back seat anymore, not unless it is in a limo or a Mercedes Benz.
Walitualika wakajiandaa wakapata hasara, sisi hatukuenda.
Kwa nini tena walipata hasara kubwa?
Na yote sababu yako ujue.
Kwanza, asubuhi uko hapa akukope pesa. Ushamlipa na juu yake akukope. Landlord akukopa, akukopa yeye. Ni pesa hapo.
Yule rafiki yangu alikuwa ananiambia ananipa mimi kodi, ati mimi nakuja kusema urongo. Sasa unamsikia anahama bila alikwambia wewe?
Si mzee Mombasa ulitaka uone na maarifa wewe mwenyewe. Haya huyu. Jumatatu gani? Hivi leo nilikuwa wahama kama mimi sikukuona na mzee Mombasa. Silikuwa mzee Mombasa atanishika mimi. Nilikuwa wahama bila kutuaga, si mzee Mombasa alikuwa atanishika mimi. Na nimlipe hizo pesa. Utalipa hata mimi niko tayari maarifa utoi kitu wala utoke bila kulipa pesa.
Mtetee tafadhali.
Kutetana.
Sema niko na kichaa.
Cheki, mstasikiza hizo opinions zako za.
Sikuwa namaanisha hivyo.
Shika.
Nitampigia babako simu.
Niki damanu. Kibiki.
Wewe ndo unaribu Josh kichwa wewe.
Umepanga mambo.
Kuna kijana mmoja hapa amepata umaarufu sana.
Aniwezi.
Inspector. Kumeendaje?
Si tu mambo ya security uliniitia hapa.
Kwani waheshwa na kuliango kusqueeze.
Ouch. So if I see a beautiful flower, pluck it.
Ebu stongo kwa kwanza.
Kama umekuja kwa sababu ya kesi, leo sina mdao kabisa.
Tuliamka tukapata ameacha barua.
Hauoni kama familia yako inasambaratika?
Sivyo bwana chief.
Ileje hata mimi na shida zangu.
Naweza kununulia lunch for the rest of your life.
Nani amekwambia kwetu tuna starve?
Welcome back. This is Lunchtime News. Calls for unity and national cohesion characterized Eid al-Adha celebrations as Muslims gathered for prayers across several grounds and mosques in the country. The festival, known as the Festival of Sacrifice, coincides with the annual Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca and commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son in obedience to God's command. Muslims, cleric and faithful used the occasion to call for political sobriety ahead of the 2027 general election.
At
Muslims Club in Nairobi. Hundreds of Muslims converged for special early morning prayers in commemoration of Eid al-Adha celebrations. Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, who attended the prayers, called out a section of politicians for allegedly spreading hate and divisions among Kenyans for their selfish interests.
We want the unity of our nation. And we want one nation. We want a place where Muslims, Christians, people of all tribes live together. And we don't want people who propagate tribal hatred.
In Mombasa City, Muslim faithfuls also held special prayers at Ronald Ngala Primary School grounds in Vita Sub-County, where Mombasa Governor Abdul Samad Nasir cautioned that early political campaigns characterized by inflammatory rhetoric and tribal sentiments could threaten national unity and trigger violence.
Elezeni katika kauli ambazo kwamba zinaweza kutugawanya. Kauli moja inaweza kuchukuliwa ni jambo dogo, lakini likiweza kuongezwa na la mwingine tunaweza kuleta taharuki katika Kenya. We can cause a lot of friction unnecessarily.
Elsewhere, Muslim faithful in Isiolo castigated politicians who have initiated claims of vote rigging ahead of next year's general elections, demanding action against them.
Hao ambao wameanza kueneza uchuki, hao ambao wanasema election itaibiwa, hao ambao wanaeneza siasa ya kabila, tunawalani na tunawakemea.
And in Migori County, Muslim cleric Omar Hussein Mohammed has called on the Orange Democratic Movement Party leadership to put its house in order ahead of the 2027 general elections. He warned that the ongoing internal wrangles within the party could weaken ODM and render it politically irrelevant in the near future.
Watu wa ODM, chama maarufu, alianzishwa na marehemu Raila Odinga. Chama hii tulikuwa kwa wakati ilianzishwa, tulikuwa Kisumu 205 na kaa chama imara, wasifuruge hiyo chama.
Joseph Wahungu for Lunchtime News.
In other news, the man from Machakos town is seeking justice after an assault that left him with burns around his mouth. The man, identified as John Carlo, suffered the burns after an assailant allegedly set his beard ablaze using a matchstick as he was resting at a public leisure park.
Alinijishia, alikuwa ananiambia saa zote atanitema, hii ndevu yangu atakuja kunitoma. Hiyo ndio niko na confidence nayo, alinitoma na CCTV wakakosa kutoa footage. Niliona kunitoma ndevu yangu venye ilikuwa inakaa. Ndevu yangu ilikuwa refu. Hapa nilikuwa na maintain na ipaka dai mpaka mafuta nini.
Nilikuwa naye Saturday usiku tukaachana vizuri. So asubuhi yake kuja kumuulizia ile design ya ubesti napata amechomeka ndevu. So usiku nataka haki.
Sisi hata inaonyesha, lakini hii ni uongo kitu kwanza. Sasa haki itendeke.
Religious leaders, diplomats and government officials gathered at the Patriarchal Seminary in Reruta, Dagoretti South in Nairobi for the 30th graduation ceremony of 26 seminarians from the class of 2026. The event was presided over by His Beatitude, Pope and Patriarch Theodoros II of Alexandria and all Africa, and celebrated the role of education and spiritual formation in empowering young people within the Orthodox Church. Speaking during the event, Archbishop Andreas Macarius said his mission is to empower young people through quality education and training to enable them realize their dreams and positively contribute to society. Nairobi Women Representative Esther Pesaris commended the efforts of supporting vulnerable children and youth through provision of free education, saying the initiative has transformed many lives by giving young people access to opportunities and hope for a better future.
Myself, I know how important it is to educate our children and also our young people. That is why I decided to have this declaration in the hearts and in the minds of the people. Education is really uplifting the lives of our people.
And I like the fact that you have an opportunity here, right? This is the 30th anniversary, the 30th graduation, right? You come here, you study for 3 years to get a diploma, okay? But the Greek ambassador actually said the education that is put behind that diploma is as good as a degree, even in Greece.
Grief and anger filled the burial of Jacqueline Wambiru, a woman from Mbeere South, Embu County, who succumbed to injuries after unknown attackers allegedly doused her with acid on her way to work. The tragic incident has sparked renewed calls for action against the rising cases of violence targeting women across the country.
A somber mood engulfed Ngecha village in Makima, Mbeere South sub-county as family, friends and residents gathered to bid farewell to Jacqueline Wambiru. Wambiru died after suffering severe injuries in an alleged acid attack by unknown assailants while traveling on a motorcycle to her workplace last week. Mourners described the deceased as hardworking and humble, saying her life was cut short in a painful and brutal attack that has shocked the local community. The burial ceremony also turned into a platform for leaders and residents to condemn the growing cases of femicide and gender-based violence in Embu County and across the country.
Femicide has to stop.
Former Embu Deputy Governor Dorothy Nditi called on security agencies to expedite investigations and ensure those responsible are arrested and prosecuted.
The leaders that are calling for the justice of Jackie, and we are praying that everything possible is going to be done. Ndio mambo ya Jackie yawe ya kuwa inafanyika vizuri. Na wauaji wa Jackie wapatikane and they be put to book.
Makima Ward MCA Philip Nzangi issued a 7-day ultimatum to investigators to provide an update on the case, warning that residents would stage demonstrations if no progress is made.
It is the responsibility of government, because we have a responsible government that has the necessary machinery. Let us have this settled so that nobody else does it again against our people.
Laikipia County Government is planning a reconstruction of Nanyuki Market that went down in flames last weekend and give a token to affected traders to keep them afloat. Speaking during the meeting, Laikipia County Governor Joshua Irungu said the process may take a little bit of time on account that the shop's roof was done using asbestos, which has been declared a cancer-causing threat. He noted that they will involve NEMA while cleaning in the damaged section to make sure there is no danger to residents, whom he also urged to wear face masks. While in the precincts of the market, the traders are expected to share the remaining shops as the torched ones are rehabilitated.
Wale wamepoteza mali na njia ya kushemekewa, na wale wengine wameumia na njia ya kuibiwa na kuporwa, na kwa hivyo hao watu wote 150 ndio tulikuwa na wao siku ya leo tukijaribu kuangalia na kusemesana tuone ya kwamba what is this that we can do. Na kwa hivyo kuna kati ya mambo yale tumekubaliana ya kwamba jambo la kwanza ni kule zile nyumba kiosk zile zilikuwa zimejengwa, roof yake ilikuwa ya asbestos, na wakati na nyinyi yote tunajua kwamba tunafahamu mambo ya asbestos ndio zinachangia kufagia mambo ya cancers, kwanza ya mapafu, na kwa hivyo tukakubaliana ya kwamba hizo asbestos zote zile, hata zile ziko sahihi, zote zitaondolewa na tutapatia consultancy, kwa sababu hii iko na mpangilio, kwa sababu hii si kitu ile tunaweza enda kufagia na jia kama zile zingine tutafagia mahali kumeshomeka.
Now, residents of Kikuyu constituency have lamented the surge of mobile phones and handbag theft in the wake of demonstrations in the country. Now, according to the police, cases involve criminals who infiltrated the area hibernating as Buddha Buddha operators. Kikuyu Buddha Buddha operators chairman Simon Miner called on members to help weed out the criminals, while at the same time calling the police to increase random checks. Kikuyu Sub-County Police Commander Joseph Ndege said they have increased patrols of uniformed and plainclothes officers to deal with the menace once and for all.
Sisi si wakora na sisi ni registered, lakini naomba serikali ya hapa Kikuyu kwetu wajaribu sana vile kuchunguza hawa watu wanatusumbua ni gani. Juu hata sisi hatuna amani. Mwingine wa pikipiki alipeleka kasa na hapa chini, hata yeye akaibiwa.
Ombi letu wanabiashara na wakaaji wa Kikuyu ni kama askari security ziongezeke kwa njia kubwa, sababu tunahangaishwa sana.
Increased surveillance in terms of both uniformed police and non-uniformed police. When we are talking of non-uniformed police, this is to say that we have activated a very serious section of the DCI.
The International Justice Mission and other civil society actors have unveiled social justice centers in Kisumu, Kondele and Manyata informal settlements to facilitate confidential reports by victims of human rights abuse. The centers will serve as a safe place for locals who fall victim to various forms of abuses, such as excessive use of force by security agencies and gender-based violence, among others. The locals were urged to utilize the centers to seek assistance with access to justice in the event of abuse of their rights.
You realize that it is very difficult for a member of the public to go to a police station to report police officers. And so, hence the significance of places such as this, where they can come, lodge their complaints, and feel safe and secure that there may not be reprisals for lodging those complaints.
If you have a challenge in terms of either you've been mistreated by the police officer and you don't report these particular cases, we lack statistic. And if you report these particular cases, because this actually serves as a safe house for the public, so if they use this particular avenue in terms of reporting those particular cases, and I'm sure that the conveners also have a direct link to other agencies, including IPOA, human rights, so whoever comes on board in terms of identity, so they'll be a safe in terms of identity protection.
Kondele Social Justice Center, it is a center out to serve all survivors of police brutality of power, all survivors of maybe GBV.
The national government has intensified efforts to strengthen communication between the administration and Wananchi by directing national government administration offices to actively champion government programs at the grassroots level. Speaking during the Ngao offices workshop held at Meru National Polytechnic grounds, Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Cooperative Dr. Kilemi Kiburi said administrators have a duty to work closely with the government agendas and development plans. Eastern Regional Commissioner Jacob Ouma urged the Ngao officers in Meru to enlighten members of the public on the development projects the national government has undertaken and is still undertaking.
These officers work for the Office of the President, and they are the last mile matters communication. They live within their communities, and we have been able to, to have a discussion, a carry discussion about what the government is doing and the kind of messaging we want our people to know. And to be honest, with these over 600 officers, we feel the information flow to our communities will improve. And as I said, this is one first of the many meetings we are going to have with many leaders, many opinion leaders from the county, this county of Meru.
Sisi tukiwa mabalozi, hizo ndizo jukumu zetu za kuweza kuangaza umma waweze kuona ukweli uliopo. Natumai wengi wetu kufanya hiyo kazi, lakini itakuwa ni vigumu kama wewe hujui mradi upo wapi, kwako kuna mradi ama hakuna.
Brown's Plantation Kenya Limited has stepped up its decarbonization drive with the launch of 30 electric trucks as it moves to integrate clean mobility, renewable energy and green logistics systems in the operations at the Kericho Tea Estate. Now, the company's Chief Executive Officer Dushant Ratwit says the trucks are being introduced in phases as operational capacity and charging infrastructure expand to support full deployment across estate logistics. The electric truck program adds to the company's renewable energy drive that is already powering some of its major operations. Dushant at the same time challenged other agribusinesses to go green to support Kenya's decarbonization agenda.
At the initial stage was that if we go green and if we start these electric trucks, that will definitely give us a mileage on sustainability initiatives that why we should do. And this message of Brown's Plantation starting these electric trucks will send a message to the other parts of the agri sector in Kenya to make sure that this sort of initiative, this sort of projects can make Kenya more greener in the world in the future.
Now, Migori County Government has distributed hybrid heifers to farmers across the county in a bid to boost milk and meat production. Deputy Governor Migori, Dr. Mahiri, said the county government is committed to ensuring food sufficiency and improving the livelihoods of local farmers. Executive Committee member for Agriculture Lucas Musende said the county has also made agricultural extension and artificial insemination services more affordable and accessible to farmers.
These groups, they take care of this animal, and then they can be able to share among themselves. When they sell milk, they share among themselves, and also when they have now a heifer, they can be able to give to the next farmer.
In the next 1 or 2 weeks, we will be providing day-old chicks, 10,000 day-old chicks that we will be able to provide to our farmers in the county. We are providing artificial insemination services to our farmers.
I appreciate so much to the government of County of Migori for having given us the livestock. We have been given the heifer, Saiwal. It is resistant to the climate of Nyatike, and the local diseases will not attack it.
Now, farmers in Kiambu County are increasingly turning to the cultivation of English cucumbers, a high-value crop that is transforming livelihoods, creating employment opportunities for youth and boosting household incomes across the region. The first maturing crop, which takes approximately 2.5 months to reach a harvest, has become a source of renewed hope for many small-scale farmers who previously left portions of their land idle due to low returns from traditional farming. The introduction of the crop in the area is credited to the Korean Program for International Cooperation in Agriculture Technology, which is working in partnership with the Kiambu County government to promote modern farming technologies and improve agricultural productivity among local farmers. Kopia Kenya Director Dr. Kim Jong said farmers had undergone extensive training under the program to ensure high-quality production and sustainable farming practices.
And the cucumber being a new crop around, we had one farmer who started it, but now we are expanding. And we want to link the farmers directly with the market rather than getting a middleman.
We have come to encourage them to keep farming more cucumbers because you have a ready market.
Now, Kenya's ambassador to China, Willie Bett, led African nations in calling for the easing of trade barriers that continue to limit the full benefits of China's zero tariffs access policy for African exports. Now, speaking during high-level discussions on China-Africa Economic Cooperation in Beijing, Ambassador Bett said that despite expanded market access, non-tariff barriers, custom delays and logistical challenges still hinder smooth entry of African products into the Chinese market.
With seminars on zero tariff kicking off in Beijing, China, African leaders have renewed calls for the reduction of trade bottlenecks and non-tariff barriers that continue to slow down the full implementation and the impact of zero tariff access for the African exports into the Chinese market. Kenya's ambassador to China, Willie Bett, led the discussion, noting that Kenya stands to benefit significantly through increased exports of tea, coffee, avocados, flowers, and macadamia.
If Africa seizes this moment by tightening standards, modernizing logistics, deepening regional value chains, through the FTA, and engaging proactively with Chinese authorities in other issues, we can convert preferences into performance.
There is urgency to implement the AFCFTA, which is now augmented by the People's Republic of China's zero tariff treatment, which hopefully will, I quote, determine whether a product can move from an African South, country or mine to the Chinese market on competitive terms.
Ambassador Bett emphasized the need for easier custom procedures, faster product certification, and improved logistics systems to enable African business competitively access the Chinese market and fully benefit from the zero tariff arrangement.
Kenya signed the early harvest arrangement in March 2026 during the visit by His Excellency and Sen, the Vice President of the People's Republic of China, where he also flagged off the first zero tariff consignment to come to China. I'm happy to note that those consignments arrived in the various ports of China, Guangzhou, Xiamen, and Dalian, and have been cleared.
African representatives attending the forum, noting that strengthening trade facilitation and improving connectivity between China and Africa will be key in boosting exports, creating jobs, and accelerating industrial growth across the African continent. The leaders further call for stronger coordination and standards, documentation, and trade facilitation mechanisms to reduce friction in cross-border commerce.
As China expands the zero tariff access to the African nations, the focus is now quickly shifting to how the African economies can potentially and strategically place themselves to harness the trade as well as the growth opportunities provided by this initiative. Reporting for KBC Channel 1 from Beijing in China, my name is Gladys Mongai.
And now on to sports news. Tusker FC will play Ulinzi Stars in the penultimate match of the 2025-2026 Sportpesa League today in the afternoon at the Ulinzi Sports Complex. The Brewers will hope to redeem themselves after a 1-0 defeat away to Bandari last weekend, while Ulinzi are still smarting from the 2-1 defeat of Mathare United, which moved them out of the relegation zone. Kenya Police, who shared the spoils with Nairobi United, will be going for a win against Kariobangi Sharks, who are fighting relegation battles, while the already relegated Sofapaka will be at home to KCB, who lost by a solitary goal to Posta Rangers on Saturday. The Sportpesa Men's Premier League title has already been clinched by Gor Mahia, who will be in action on Sunday against Nairobi United.
lot of aspects, defensively, offensively, more than the opponent team, but the opponent team has been better in one specific and very important aspect, which was play directed and play to win. So in terms of, how could I say, display, we've been better. In terms of technical, we've been better, but at the end of the day, it's a defeat, and that's specific to football.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for watching. I'm Jackie Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter is Anwan Geshi. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
The 5th East African Broadcasters Convention convenes in Nairobi under the theme Reimagining Next, AI, Cloud, and the Future of Broadcast Media in Africa. The question is no longer whether broadcasting will change. The question is, how ready are we for the future? Broadcasting in Africa has undergone a remarkable transformation. What began as state-controlled radio services has evolved into a dynamic multimedia ecosystem reaching millions across television, radio, digital platforms, mobile devices, and social media. In Kenya, the Voice of Kenya, later rebranded into the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, played a historic role in informing, educating, and uniting the nation. From analog transmitters and tape reels to defining operations, broadcasters can now produce, store, edit, and distribute content remotely and more efficiently than ever before.
AI is, you can put it in the broadest basket of innovation and new technology. So it's a new improved technology and innovation which helps make work easier. The crunching of numbers, the digesting of things, the translation of information and all that. So I would say that in principle AI contextually is a technology to make the work of newsrooms and media houses easier and faster.
AI is actually an enabler. It's supposed to help you to become better, to produce better, to improve on the content that we produce, to improve on the news and so on and so forth. So speed is one thing, and of course there are many areas of improvement.
It is a wonderful technology, one that is useful in the media for such things as production and enables one to do a lot, research, documentaries.
Dans la recherche documentaire, dans la recherche de plein de choses, mais je pense qu'avec les risques.
But due to the risk associated with this technology, I think there is some anxiety. However, it is a